This video is for my little sister, and it's going to concern Access from the beginning. What you do to start Access, of course, you double click on the icon that leads to a executable file for Access, the application itself. I've already done so. When you open Access, this is what you will see originally. Okay, quick access bar, which I'll talk about later. Things that are associated or can be imported into Access. Okay, templates that can be used to create databases. I can create a blank database, or I can use several templates. Here I have features. Local templates are practically the same. Business. I don't have any business. Oh yeah, there you go. It's taking a little while to change over. Education. Samples. Nonprofit businesses, organizations. All right. If I wanted to create a blank database, it would have no objects in it. It would have no queries, no reports, no tables, and a database itself is the shell that holds the tables that hold the data. Queries and reports are created so you can organize your data for observation. If I have a database and have recently opened it, I'll be able to see these over here. And this is a quick access tool also. I'd click on it, boom, and then it opened a database. If you have a shortcut created to a database, or you double click on the database, then Access will open the database and will skip this screen. Let's talk about the quick access bar. You see I have up here a new database, redo and undo, print preview, no, import the XML, my eyes is bad, print preview, and save. This little toggle switch will allow you to turn these on and off. What you want on your quick access bar can be turned on and off by the use of that toggle. There are more in here, more commands that are really big time. Email, okay, create an email. They import access database, import the Excel sheet. Some people do a lot of import export, and it will transform those into data that Access can display and use. Okay, so if you want one here, I'll add one. I want the a new query, because I'm probably going to do that one next. Okay, I want a new query there. I click OK, and it's added to my quick access bar. Okay, if you want to remove it, go up here. You got to go back into the command. And here it is over here. Click on it and remove. And it goes away. Okay, so let's say we're going to create a new database. Now, myself, if I was going to create a database, I would click here and create a student database. I'd click on that and it'd give me a shell with some tables and fields and stuff that I wouldn't have to create. But because we're going to start from scratch, we're going to click on blank database. My blank database, I want to give it a name. I want to call it June's classes, okay, and I'm going to create it. This might not make a lot of sense, but I don't like this field for creation. Okay, it says table 1, and I'm going to put some data in it. So I'm going to, once you have a database, the database is a shell that holds a structure of objects that relate to the data. Tables is where the data resides. Queries is looking up information from the data. Reports are pulling that information out and displaying it. There are other things, forms, or the way you enter data or display data online. So there are two views. This is the list view, which I don't like. I like the design view. Data sheet view is a list view, what I call list view, data sheet view. In order to change, you click on this button here, and it toggles between them. Okay? Sorry. Design view. I want to give it a name because it's switching. Student data. Okay. All right. In design view, it allows you to have a key field. This key field can be changed if you want it to. Usually what it'll do is it'll give it a sequential number. Auto number gives it a sequential number. If you want to leave that, that's a good idea, and go to the next field. Okay? And call it ID. So each one of my students is going to have a sequence number that represents that student. It is a key. It cannot be a duplicate. So it's going to automatically increment that value for me. I want the kid's information to be last name, and that humpback notation, capital, lowercase, capital, lower, is my way of doing it. Text. First name, text. If I want something other than text in there, I have numeric, date, time, currency, yes, no, which is Boolean values, hyperlink, attachment, lookup wizards, all that kind of stuff. Right now, it's going to be pretty easy. Text. Address. Text. Phone number. Text. Age. It's an integer value, so I'm going to change it to number. What else can we put in here? Age. Parent contact. Text. Special info. And I want that to be a comment field. So I'm going to go down here and see if I can't find a memo. Memo field is a comment field. I'm going to say 255 characters in there. That's not written in stone. If you want to look it up, go to the help in your Access, which should be across the top there somewhere. I can't find it. Go to help in your Access. It'll take you to the web page. Type in memo field. It'll give you all that information. Okay. Special. It's going to be like if the kid has a restroom pass, medication, has to go to the nurse or something like that. If he has an IEP, it won't be listed in here, but it probably would make some reference to it. Okay. What else can I put in here? That's age in there. Grade. What grade is he in? I don't want it to be memo. I would like it to be number. I got phone number, contact. I'm going to say contact phone. I'm going to change the name of this field to contact phone. And I'm going to add another number for emergency. Okay, and it will be text because phone numbers usually have some type of format with a dash or a prefix, dash, open parentheses, close parentheses, some characters in it. Okay, it doesn't have to. A lot of companies are now going to straight numeric value for your phone numbers, and then they format them on the output side for reports. Okay, that's one table. We call it the student table. I want to create a new table. So I'm just going to go up here and say create table. Across the top, I'm sorry, I didn't talk about these tabs. These tabs will change automatically depending on what you're doing. Okay, I'm in design view. It says view. If I click view, you must first save. Yes. Okay. It goes back. There's no data in here. You can use this for data entry if you want. A lot of people prefer to enter their data in the view. Click in there. I'm going to put down my name. Last name is Ellis. First name is Clifton. Address 2404 Hopewell Road. Contact phone 636-454-8530. Age. This is going to be young kids, 15. Parent contact, Mr. Clifton Ellis. Special information. Boy will not sit still. Sit down. Grade. If I'm 15, I'm like 9th grade. 9th grade. Let's call it 9th. Emergency phone. 314-869-4572. Okay, and you get the gist of it. I'm the first student in the database, so my ID number is 1. The next student, the auto increment would be 2. I'm going to put a student in here, Ellis, Theresa. She also lives at 2404 Hopewell. Bad typing. Road. And her number is going to be 636-227-9545. That's mom's cell phone and dad's cell phone. Age, she's going to be older, 16. She's Mrs. Martha Ellis. Clifton and Martha's married. Excellent student. Grade 11th. And emergency contact. Let's give him the same emergency contact because this is Granny's number. There you go. She's the second student. Now, I've got one table created. I've got some data in it. I want to create a new table. In order to create a new table while you have Access open, you don't have to go back to the old screen. In this database, every time I click create, I have an opportunity to create a table, a form, a query, a report. I'm sorry, a report, a form, okay? A macro, which means that you're running something automatically. But right now, I want to create another table. So I'm going to create a table, and I'm going to go to Design View, and it's going to be assignments. Okay? Now, what I would like to do is change this ID key to something that I could have only one of, because the student ID is going to be a attachment or a reference to that particular student database. But I want there's a possibility that one student could have 50 assignments in this table. And I'm not going to segregate it yet. So I'm going to put in here, I'm going to call it assignments. Okay? Assignment. And it is auto number. And it's going to be the key field. Next, I want to have ID field, an ID field, or should I say student ID? No, yeah, student ID. Should have put that in the first field. I'll go back and edit it. Okay, and it's going to be connected. Each student is going to have his ID connected to each assignment that he's completed. Okay. Possible. Put 2 S's in there. Possible points. Make it a number. We're going to use whole numbers. Awarded points. Bad news. Points earned. Awarded. Okay, and it's going to be numeric also. Got the student ID, got the points possible, assignment number, points earned. Extra credit. Is it extra credit? Yes, no. Okay. Now, this assignment is going to be auto numbered. Student ID, I have to go back here. And I'm going to change this field name, go back to design, to student ID. Okay? And because I've edited a key, it won't change the values in that key, but it needs to be saved. Okay? The values stay the same. So I'm going to go back here to my assignments table. And this is going to be auto. My student ID is 1. Who's number 1? We'll find out. Possible points, 100. It's a test. Awarded point, 73. He got a C. Was it extra credit? No. If you check it, it's yes. If you don't check it, it's no. Assignment, student ID number 1, 50 points. Out of that 50 points, you got 15 points. Was it extra credit? Yes. Assignment, what happened there? This is Cliff's assignments. These are Theresa's assignments. There's a many to one. Okay. Assignment 3. That's bad news. And I can't have duplicate keys. I didn't think this out very well. I just on the fly creating this. My problem is this. The first assignment for Clifton, second assignment for Clifton, first assignment for Theresa shouldn't be assignment 3. My bad. I should have a field in here as assignment number. And my key should be something else altogether. Or it shouldn't have a key field. So let's just go on and I'll make the connection and I'll edit it in some other video. Okay, and the first assignment was the test. So she's smart, we give her an 89. And no, it wasn't extra credit. Second assignment for Theresa was the extra credit. She took her time. She got all of that. All of that. That's extra credit. Okay. Now, once I close this guy, they're going to save. I want to make some attachments, so I have two open. Now, what I'm going to do here is kind of a weird thing. You go to database tools. It's called relations. Most databases nowadays is what they call relational databases. Relational databases have a connection, okay, or a relationship. I'm going to click on here, tables, student data. Sorry. If I get both of them, yep, add, close. Now, what I'm going to say is the assignments database is an assignment number. The relation is between this and that. So I'm going to drag that into that connection there, student to student, create that relations, and it give me a little thing there. All right. If I am querying on this database, I wanted to see whose assignment it is, I would be able to go to the student database and get the information, get the first name, last name. If I'm creating a report, I would bring these two in, and I'd say for every student ID, put these names in and these assignments. So there's a relation between these two tables. Okay. I think that's enough. So I'm going to stop the video and see if it worked out. Let's review quickly. Let's go home. And I'm going to close these guys. Yes. Yes. Okay. The database I created from the front page or the home page is a blank database. It had no tables in it. I created a student database, and I want to toggle to design view. You can do that here or down here. You can toggle design view, but I like doing it up here, so I just click on it and created fields. I have a auto increment key field, which is numeric, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last name is text, first name is text, contact phone, age, which I can toggle on and off, parent contact, text, special info is memo, grade is numeric, emergency phone, text. Okay. I also created a second table with a list of assignments, which I jacked up because I use this auto increment. I can change that to not be a key field and just put 1, 2, 1, 2 for each student's intro. Okay. Now I'm going to call it quits because I'm tired, and I'm going to mail this to you. You go out there and practice creating databases, creating tables.